Did you hit the stream intro? It's not playing for me. Or do I have to do it? Hold on, I'll do it.
Yeah, legitimately actually playing for me right now.
I guess it's not synced then, I don't know. Hello, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my talk show tonight. It's going to be something different. Basically, this is what's called the chill discussions. Essentially, it's different than normally what I do with interviews and stuff like that. So I'm going to have 4 guests tonight. My first guest is going to be oGURLZ, coming out very shortly. After that, in about 30 minutes, is going to be FourStarDragon, and then 30 minutes after that, it's going to be Takarow, and then 30 minutes after that, with the last guest, is going to be Spearmint VR. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Today it's going to be, obviously, like I said, a more chill discussion. So obviously I'm going to be reading chat a lot more. If you have any questions in chat or in the audience, hope you guys enjoy it. Obviously this is a different type of set as well. Normally I'm sitting behind a desk and everything like that. So again, hope you guys enjoyed this show. And without further ado, let's introduce our first guest coming from behind the curtains, oGURLZ. Hello.
It's kind of desync.
Oh, is it desync?
Hello.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to the show. How you doing today?
Good. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. It's a pleasure. You know, first off is, you know, for those who don't know who you are, what's the best way to sort of, you know, talk about yourself for a second?
My name's oGURLZ. I look at oh, camera's over there. Okay, cool. Hi. Yeah, I do a lot of VR chat streams. I try to do, you know, like comfy, cozy streams. I try to give people a place to relax and vibe out after work or whatever, you know, stressful thing they gotta do. Lately I've been doing a lot of interviews, taking inspiration from you, Rebel, and from Puck, and from, I guess, other people that I grew up watching. But mostly a VR chat streamer and content creator.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So can you talk about more about how you got into like doing interviews? You said inspired by me, but I'm kind of curious, like,
Yeah, well, I guess, you know, my main inspiration was like when I was growing up, I used to watch this show, or I still do occasionally, called Fresh Air. I'm not sure if they have it in Canada, but it's hosted by this lady, Terry Gross. And she does a lot of just one-on-one, very, very comfy interviews. She doesn't have like, I guess she does have a studio, but it's a radio show, so it's not like in cameras and there's no like set. And it's just very, very comfy, like if you were in her apartment or something, like talking for an hour. And I loved that style of interview. And I always wanted to do that. I remember like, I mean, this is so dorky, but like I'd be like, you know, driving around at work or something, and I'd be like pretending I was interviewing someone or pretending I was being interviewed, like kind of practicing for whatever reason to do this in the future. And I would watch a lot of your interviews, you know, whenever you'd interview a friend of mine, like I loved Ake and like Miyoshi and, you know, Happy Thoughts. I mean, you've interviewed so many freaking people. So, and I really love that. And I wanted to shine a light on some of my friends who, like, you know, may not know you or may not know like Puck, or who I think are like really amazing and up and coming, and I think deserve to have a spotlight shown on them. So I guess in a way it's kind of a way for me to give back and like just, you know, have a comfy discussion and let people talk, maybe in a way, and talk about themselves like in a way where they might not necessarily get to do that on their own stream. They're kind of, you know, focused on their own chat and they're focused on being entertaining or whatever. And I just kind of want to give people a space to like just talk about themselves for a little while, talk about, you know, what life was like growing up, you know, their aspirations and stuff. So yeah. Can I ask you, how'd you get into interviews and stuff? Like, because you were the first one, I think. I don't think there's anyone before you in like in VR chat at least.
Yeah, I can
That
explain
did
it.
interviews and stuff.
So,
Yeah.
long story short, how I got into interviews was essentially before I started doing my own shows. I was actually a part of an existing show in VR chat. So for those who don't know, I've told this story before, but it was Ladle. I'm Ladle is what her name is now. Before his wife a delivery service, and I met her in
Yeah.
January of 2019. And essentially, her and I met at Neko Nights, which is a club that doesn't function anymore, but basically it was just a Friday night drinking party type thing. Essentially what ended up happening was I met her, and then we started talking back and forth, and she's like, hey, I want to do like a show, like a talk show type thing, like a podcast type thing. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool. I wanted to do that for years. Like I've always wanted to do it, but I never had a co-host or means or anything like that. So she said, hey, let's do it together. So very quickly we started working together, and our first like couple episodes were actually just using my really old world that was called a Presentation Room Plus, and then we just used that set for a while. And then eventually she said, or Ladle said, hey, I have a friend named Shizui who wants to make a world for me. And the world was Ladle's podcast, which is still public to this day if you ever want to like browse it at some point. And essentially that's where it was, and she was the host, I was the co-host, and we ran the show every Friday at 7:30 p.m. EST for like 14-15 weeks, something like that. Maybe, I don't know, it was going for a while, like once a week. And eventually the show got canceled in I think August of 2019, to give you a time frame. So let's say like January to August is when it was broadcasted. And then shortly after that, I was back to just hopping around friends' worlds, publics, and just randomness. And then essentially people kept telling me, and hey, you should run your own show, man. Like, that show was cool with Ladle, and it sucks it ended, but hey, can you just run your own show? And so I said, you know what, I'll do it. And I sat in Unity and made my own really crappy set in like 2 days and started doing interviews. And here we are like 2.5 years, almost 3 years later. So that's how I got into it.
That's awesome. Did you ever want to do like a talk show when you were growing up? Like, do you have like inspirations, like, or is it just like not at all? It just sort of happened.
A little bit. So I'll explain what I mean by that. So many years ago, probably starting with I don't know how old people are here or know like old YouTube videos, but there was a person by the name of Kasim G that did a series called like California on ... and then insert subject. And essentially the idea, sorry, my eye is a little itchy. The idea was that he would go to like Venice Beach or something like that. I'm not from California, nor have I lived there or ever went there, but essentially you go on the beach and essentially interview people randomly on random subjects. And it was kind of like on the street journalism, and like, he would just like talk to like really random people, and they would say like really random stuff, and it was funny. It would get millions of views. And I thought to myself, maybe I should do that someday. Be like a YouTuber and just interview people and just be random. That translated to going from him doing like California stuff to going to conventions. So like PAX East, TwitchCon, PAX West, PAX South, San Diego Comic-Con, whatever. And Custom G would go to these conventions, and then I started finding a couple other channels doing the exact same thing but with their own spice on it. And essentially just like interviewing like game developers to cosplayers to just con goers essentially. And I thought to myself, that's pretty funny. Like that's interesting. I kind of want to do that. I never ended up doing that because I used to be a YouTuber like 10 years ago. I would just do Let's Play stuff. But when I got into VR chat in 2017, I within a couple months had the idea to try to like do that stuff, but every time I would try to bring it up to people, because I needed people to help me out, right? Like I didn't know how to make worlds or avatars, so I was just like, hey, can you help me do this stuff? And everyone's like, nah, I'm not interested. So I never got to be able to really do that stuff until like 2019 when I met Ladle. Like it really was sitting in the back of my head for years.
Yeah.
It was just the right place at the right time, and someone who actually wanted to do something. and then it actually happened. But yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's really hard to find people to do projects with. I think it's a bit easier now. I think probably because we're both streamers now. But I used to make content too, like 10 years ago, and like I take like acting classes and stuff, like IRL, like improv or whatever, and like it was just fucking. But can I swear? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can swear. Cool, this is an 18+ stream. You can say fuck and shit, piss.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
Also, it's really hard to find people to work together, so I kind of feel that like it's not until I met this person that I started doing stuff.
This person?
Well, for me, I mean, I'm just saying in general, but for me, I guess it was my community and VR chat. Like, you know, it wasn't until I met a lot of my friends, and got inspiration from them. Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha. I agree 100% on that. Like, it is difficult to find people that are willing to work together. Like, I have so many amazing ideas that I want to do. I just, I tell people, and it just like goes in one ear, goes out the other. They're just like, okay. They don't see like the bigger picture. It's almost like I talk to somebody for hours, going like, and then they're like, okay, and then just walk away. I'm like, bruh.
Oh, that's sad, bruh. Yeah, I know. And like, that is so relatable. I think anyone who's trying to explain their ideas to someone, it's like, it's so hard to use the term bigger picture. It's so hard to get someone to see like the big picture and like get them as excited about your project as you. Yeah, really relatable. This is a beautiful set, by the way. You said this is new, right? This is new. I mean, I've never seen this before.
This set's brand new.
Gorgeous.
This came out a couple weeks ago, but this is the first time I'm using it on stream technically. Because I have two new sets. I have a podcast set, this set, and then my normal interviews. So basically, I can just click a button and it literally changes the whole set in like 1 second, based on the content.
Oh, it can show. It can show that too.
Yeah, it's tracking. It's tracking
that's
that
really
guy.
Neat.
But I think he pressed the wrong button here. But essentially, what he can do is do this, or like show like random people.
Oh, it's tracking.
Yeah, you can track people in the audience. Look at that. Isn't that cool?
That's really cool. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, can it go to like every person in the audience? Like go from person to person?
I can go to anybody. Doesn't matter who.
Dude, that's so cool.
You can change the angle. You can go like. Anyway, put the camera back on. On us. We're trying to run a stream here. All right, there we go.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh man.
Oh, there it is.
Just let me do it. Just let me do it.
So you're the one that.
Yeah, he's the one controlling the cameras.
Okay, so wait, he's the one controlling it, but you're like, fuck. Let me do this.
Well, I think
so you both have control over it.
Well, yeah, yes, but I think what I found is a minor bug. I think the camera is like displaying locally, so when he presses the button, it probably changes for him, but not for me. That's a bug. We just found that. But anyway, don't worry about it. We'll continue on. This is your time. You got 15 minutes. So
no,
I want to cut.
I'm here to.
I don't want to cut your
I'm
time.
Here to, like, shoot the shit with you, right?
Yeah.
That's like the whole point of this show, right? And I'm curious about that kind of thing because you're the, I guess you and Pa kind of, but you're, you know, nobody really has their own set to do stuff. So I'm really interested about like the backdrop or like, behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, I mean, what we're running here is like 2 years in development. Essentially. It's taken a long time, and just recently it was this like finally like usable to use Udon and 3.0 and all these like advanced systems and parameters and stuff like that. So it's very, very advanced world compared to other talk shows. Like a lot of people who start doing talk shows like in the last like 6 months, like Puck and Krabby Man, and I don't remember the other ones, but essentially they'll have like the chair and the desk and then maybe a couple angles. But I've always think of as like Steve Jobs used to say, at least in his speech, was always stay hungry, you know, always innovate, don't settle.
Yeah.
And I take that like, you know, quite hard. Like I don't take that lightly. Like just because I know how to do a show doesn't mean I just okay, let's never update the world. It's good enough. Like I always want to like improve it. So I took like 4 months off to literally. I didn't interview anyone for 4 months, and I literally updated the whole set to be 1,000 times better, because I always want to improve. I always want to innovate. Always want to do better. So.
That's awesome. What kind of projects are you working on? Like you said, you had like a lot of ideas. Like, what do you think? Like, what kind of stuff are you thinking about?
The next like projects after fixing these minor bugs in this world is essentially I want to do improv nights and a fashion show.
Cool.
In this set.
Yeah.
In this world.
Okay.
So the tracking camera, which Daddy Guy demonstrated for a second, you don't have to do it now, but essentially it can lock on any player, right? So the idea is that if this set was just a giant like blank square, we could have people as actors like walk around and do improv, and then we can track the camera per player. So that's my next idea, is doing improv nights once a week. People have always said on Twitter, you know, where's the content? You know, I'm bored. There's nothing to do in VR chat. Well, I'm going to be running literally a weekly or like twice a week improv show where you come on and you just improv. Like you just goof around and do your thing.
Like whose line is it anyway? Style games or like you improv a scene or okay.
Yeah, like whose line is it anyway? So
that
like
sounds fun.
I will give the suggestions or chat will give the suggestions, and then people will literally just act them out. The added thing I wanted to do was add a prop system, so I can like spawn a prop like literally out of nowhere and go like, here you go, here's a knife, here's a gun, here's a ruler, here's a chair, here's a plant, here's a clipboard. And you just roleplay it. Add to the scene.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. And then the other one was to do a fashion show, or like what I'm kind of call avatar showcase. Essentially, there's many people that make avatars, Gumroad Booth, or just original characters, OCs like yours and mine. So it's not just for people that sell avatars, it's just for people that show off their creations. Literally, Physics Bones just came out, Avatar OSC 3.0. There's a lot of cool avatars you'll probably never see unless you're friends with that person or stumble into them. So this is a way to basically showcase people's avatars. So essentially, just imagine like this whole set's different, where it's like a catwalk, and people walk up and down the catwalk with the track camera, and then they'll be like, here's my cool avatar, and then they'll like press a button and it'll like transform, or you know, whatever they do with their avatar.
Yeah.
That's the idea. So
that's a really good idea.
Those are coming later this year. I don't know when, but at some point.
Cool. How's life with you lately? I mean, is life good?
Life with me lately, stressful. Getting this world functioning. It wasn't supposed to take 4 months. It was only supposed to take like a month.
Yeah, what happened?
Essentially, the biggest issue was the moderation system. So right now your voice is amplified just like mine, though you can't hear your voice being amplified. Right. And then there was a permission system, so people who are not guests can't cross that line over there where you see in the wood where like there's that weird like discoloration line. That's a barrier.
Yeah.
And
okay.
So basically, it was a system to prevent people from running up on the stage and just being rude. But also, I could like force respawn people. I can force mute people. I can force amplify their voice. This system just wasn't working. Essentially, what would happen is when a player would join, it would reset all the permissions for all the players. So the moderation just didn't work. So I was just like, I can't run a show and have 30 people in here, and then it broke because someone joined or left the world. So I was like, I need to get this fixed. I cannot run a show when people can just run around and mess around with the show. I guess you could say I'm a bit of a perfectionist, because I want everything to be perfect and running. But that was a big stress.
Did you,
for me. Go ahead.
Yeah, I could see that. Did you make those? Are these bots? I'm assuming are like for your show, right? That people are wearing these outfits.
That's correct.
I've never seen them before. They're really cool.
The robots are made by Kamikaze-chan. They make robots in VR chat. Like that's their whole thing. And then I asked them like, oh god, I don't know, like 9 months ago maybe, and they made them long time ago, like ages ago, and they made a male and female robot, and they're both excellent rating, and they're also Quest compatible.
Oh, yeah, they're really cool.
So
usually
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say, do you usually have a live audience in your show? I didn't realize this.
No.
You had a live audience like during your show. Oh, you don't usually.
This is my second time. Like I said, so when I would run the show prior, so to give you perspective here, prior to me updating this world was originally 2.0. It was uploaded to my account in June of 2020, and up until like essentially a couple weeks ago, it was a 2.0 world. And what that means is it didn't have any security or anything. It was just bare bones. When I would had a few people come in my show to sit in the audience, but literally they were like very disrespectful. Like these people were in my community for months, and then they take the opportunity to like literally say like bad takes, TOS stuff. It was terrible. And I was just like, I'm not gonna have any more audience members. Like this is just terrible. Because I had a fear, and I'll admit it. I had a fear that someone would come to the audience, and then say something, ruin the show, and then the guests would be like, "Wow, this show is shit." That person literally said like, they called me. You know what I mean? Like they said the N-word to me or something like that, and I'll be like, "Yeah, I don't want to deal with that shit." Yeah. So. I just universally didn't have anyone in the audience for like years. So until recently.
It makes sense.
And then everybody in the audience has to be in my Discord. Do they have to literally sign up for this? They have to use those optimized avatars. So it's a very tight ship around here. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I cut you off. Do you remember what you were saying before?
Oh, I was just saying like the avatars are just properly made, and I've seen other talk shows where people have like 40 people in the audience, and it was like a friends plus, and the lobby would keep crashing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that sounds terrible.
because of crashers. And I was just like, yeah, you have 40 people.
Oh, really?
You have 40 people in your show. That's cool, but like now you're infested with like bad kids and people screaming profanities and crashers, and what's the point? So
yeah. Beautiful. I love all the art that you have around. You have like such amazing artwork done of you, your OC and stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of it is just fan art. Some of it's commissioned. I did 2 art contests years ago, so the photographs over here on the table are the ones that won my 2 art contests.
I can grab them. Oh yeah, those are beautiful. I love the little doll there. Do you have that? Does that doll exist like IRL?
Not IRL, but
you showed me like
it's in the backstage, and it's a prop you can actually pick up. Same with a body pillow too.
Oh, it's standing there. Yeah. Do you have merch like IRL? Oh, those are cute too.
The only merch I have is a body pillow currently. Combined cuddly octopus.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting one of those commissioned, and I totally fucked up. Like I didn't realize they needed because I'm like totally new. I don't make art and stuff, and like I didn't realize that they had a very like specific dimensions.
Yeah, you want that? Nice. That's literally what the body pillow looks like.
This is very comfy. This is cute.
Yeah, it's very it's very nice.
Oh shit. But yeah, we like fucked up, and we made the
and they're all respawned. Easy clap.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. I got buttons for everything.
I had to remake something. You got buttons for everything?
Literally, I thought of everything. I was like, what if someone takes that prop and sticks in the wall, and I can't touch it? Well, I'll just respawn them all. So I can have a lot of secret buttons that you don't see.
Like, wait, do you have like I don't see it, but you must have like a control panel or something.
If you take your hand and then you press it next to your head, your right controller, and you press the trigger, a menu will spawn in your face.
Wait, what?
Okay, so
I don't see a menu.
So take your right hand, put it next to your face, press trigger button.
Oh, there we go, next to my face. Oh. All right.
Yeah.
Got furniture collector.
That's just the personal side. I have the same menu, but mine literally says moderation, sound effects, and camera angles. So I have more advanced stuff because I'm whitelisted. So only whitelisted people can see that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Anything else you want to discuss?
Well, I was gonna ask, like, I think it's cool that you do one thing that I haven't been able to do yet in my interviews is I haven't interviewed someone who's mute, and that's something I really want to do. And you actually do that quite a bit. Like,
Yeah.
I was just curious how you like go about that. Do you like pre-write the questions? I mean, assuming you do, you pre-write the questions beforehand. You kind of like do the interview before on Discord or something, and then because you read out their answers like
That's right.
on your show, and I thought that was really interesting. Like, how I was curious like what your process was for that.
So depends on the person because as time went
Fair
on.
enough,
So
yeah.
to give you a reference here, when I first did interviews with mutes, essentially what I would do is I would give them about 20 questions, and then eventually on Discord, before I even streamed, I gave them a bunch of questions in a Word document. They would then give me the answer to those questions in the Word document. When the show happens, I read the question, and then when I'm reading the question, the camera's on me. When I read the answer, the camera's on them, and I read for them. And it's exactly as it's written. That's essentially how I do it. However, as time went on, as advancements with technology and stuff like that, some mutes use speech bubbles. So now they can use like a speech bubble. So they're actually talking IRL, but it's like mute in game, and then a speech bubble will appear next to their head. Or
Right.
some mutes use closed captions. So essentially what they'll do is they will give me like their OBS plugin, and then it'll like in the bottom of my stream will have like the closed captions. That's how I did Blue Haze's interview, as they had a closed caption thing. So then it's literally what they're saying in real time, and then I have to then add a window to my Access overlay and then literally see the captions in real time. So that's how I did that interview. And then I interviewed Reyes Deaf, who is a deaf person, part of the deaf community. And then I had a person that knew ASL that would translate in real time.
Oh, okay. That's really cool. Yeah, so there are different ways that you went about it. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's up to the person essentially. Like, I would say the default is the 20 questions, question and answers. It's up to the mute if they use the speech to text or they use whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's up to them to add those features to their avatars. Some of them don't want to, or I don't know, maybe they're just stubborn. They're like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. All right. So.
Yeah. Some people are actually, mute too IRL, so you can't do that.
Yeah, I've interviewed Meathook and Miyoshi are both mute IRL. So they cannot talk.
Yeah, right.
And I use the writing method, or I had some people offer to speak for them or ASL if they knew ASL. So there's always options.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I need to befriend people who can translate for me because that'd be really nice.
Do we any questions in the chat or in the audience? I'm gonna take a drink real quick.
Oh yeah, let me pull up there. Yeah.
Coming up in the last 2 minutes, 30 minutes just goes by just like that,
Yeah, it's really quick there.
Yeah.
Actually, that's MoonVR.
Yeah, there's no command in my chat for questions. You just simply just say what your question is. This is a very informal, it's not an interview.
Yeah.
Just open your mic up and just, ask and we'll just point the camera at you.
Yeah, exactly.
MoonVR. That's someone you should interview as MoonVR. You probably, I don't know if you know her, but she's an amazing up and coming streamer, and she's very one of the sweetest people I know.
Well, I'll tell
she
you
knows
this.
more about
I'll tell you this. I would like to meet them and talk to them, and then I'll think about it.
That's completely fair. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to be like you should interview this person.
Well,
because people do that to me.
It's a process. I've had many people in the last 2.5 years say like, "Hey, this person's really cool. Interview them," and I'm like, "But I don't know anything about them." I can't
Yeah,
interview
that's completely
someone
fair.
when I don't know anything. So you know how you know people? You talk
Yeah.
to them off stream for several hours. You talk to them
Yeah,
like a lot.
Yeah.
And then you hang out, and then you
Yeah.
know the person, and then I come to the conclusion, hey, should I interview this person? And then I'll ask. It's a process.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's very relatable.
What
I just wanted
headset
to
you
pay her a
use?
compliment while she was
I
here.
use Index.
What headset you use?
Yeah, well,
I use an Index too, though. I'm getting the sparkles and shit lately. Have you had that problem? Like the cable dying and stuff?
Yeah. I had that
Yeah.
issue. I bought a new cable. You should buy one on
I
Steam.
did. I already bought one.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, it was like 150 bucks.
Yep.
Goddamn,
I was
so
like, what
expensive.
the heck? Tax write-off.
True. Yeah, true.
Any,
yeah, is that it? Like,
yeah. Any closing
any-
statements? Anything you want to say? Shout yourself out.
Oh.
oGURLZ on Twitch.
Oh, really?
TV.
Yeah, twitch.tv/oGURLZ. Thanks for having me on. This is pretty cool. I'm sorry, we really need to like hang out a little bit more off stream and stuff. I
True.
know.
Maybe you can interview me.
Yeah.
I'm in the hot seat.
I would love to. Yeah. I'd love to have you on. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for having me on. This was really fun. Hello to everyone in the community and.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate for stopping by. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'll see you around.
All right, take care. Should I just exit this way?
Yeah.
Take care, everyone.
All right. Next guest is FourStarDragon coming up. Yeah, that's you. That's you, man. You can go to the curtains and then we can just reopen. It takes it literally takes a second to do it. Wait, we can put the camera on them. So what we'll do is do like this and then hold up. I got it figured out. And then like that. Oh, that's the wrong person. Fuck. You do it. I can't figure it out. I'm stupid.
Hold on. You just have to click his name. Right?
His name is blank. Like it's non-existent.
Yeah, just put dragon. It's fine.
Give me a second. You're messing with the cameras. Oh, I can't really do anything.
You know what? Fuck it, dude. It's not important. This is just a test. Okay, just put it on me. Who cares?
Yeah.
Anyway, the next guest coming out is Dragon. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome. Yeah, sorry. Like I said, I thought this stuff would be all working, but it's a bit scuffy wuffy. No worries, man.
Nah, it's fine. Let me find myself. Make sure my seat's behind me so I don't like fall on the floor.
Yeah, of course. I apologize.
What's up?
The system.
What's up?
It's a little bit glitchy. Oh, I'm doing pretty good, man. How about yourself?
It's all good, dude. I'm pretty good. Just got off of like 10 hours of playing this game today called Blood Hunt that dropped today.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like all wired from my coffee and all that, just grinding out this BR.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend it. Doing what I did today.
What's Blood Hunt
I
about?
should have slept. It's Vampire the Masquerade. It's like their battle royale.
Oh, yeah. I've seen a little bit of that.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
Are you into?
I've been waiting for it since last year.
Are you normally into BR games like battle royale?
Yeah, I play them more than I should.
Okay.
That's basically what I play the most out of anything. It's just battle royales. Like anytime a new one comes out, I have to try it.
You know what the
I
first
gotta know what it's like.
battle royale game was? I got a quiz for you. Pop quiz. What's the first BR game?
I don't know. I think Gravy told me, but PUBG maybe, or was it Minecraft? I forgot which one it was.
It was DayZ.
I don't know.
The Arma 2 version. Way
DayZ.
back.
DayZ.
It was way back in the day.
Okay.
Like I played it. It wasn't even called Battle Royale at that point. It was actually it was DayZ Battle Royale, and you would spawn in this like fucking like warehouse with like 40 other people, like no armor, no guns, and you had to run like 20 fucking minutes to like a random place to find a random like gun, and then that was it. And then like on the map it would just like fill with like
Try
fog.
to survive.
Yeah, that's basically how it was like originally. And then PUBG and H1Z1 and then Fortnite and then all that jazz.
And everything else came before, after. Yeah.
Yep.
I never got to play those because I just recently got into PC gaming, so like I missed out on like the glory days of like most games. And I kind of wish that I was there for them.
You a console
Because like
gamer?
I'm playing them now, and it's kind of late. I was a console gamer, yeah.
Really?
Up until like last year, yeah. I played consoles, everything. I actually collect a lot of retro games. I have a pretty like huge collection of like old console games from like Super Nintendo up until like the last Xbox or whatever. And I just have like retros, like just piles and boxes of just games that are worth thousands of dollars.
Do you have a favorite
just, like,
retro game?
Collecting dust. I'd say Metal Gear. Like the Metal Gear series
Oh, okay.
are like my favorite of all time. That's not too retro. It's only like PlayStation 1 and 2, but it's still like near and dear to me, that series. So I would go with that.
Okay.
Easily. It's an easy pick. What about you? What's yours?
Favorite retro game?
Yeah.
I guess like an old classic I keep going back to is like Diablo 2 Resurrected. Well, originally, and then they remade it, but old RPG stuff.
Yeah. Do you like the remake or no?
Yeah, I like the remake is literally the same game. And that's the way it should be. It's just better graphics on a 16:9 rather than a 4:3. And the new season comes out literally like 2 weeks from now or something like that for ladder.
That's sick. See, I have like no experience with any of the Diablo games, but I've like watched streamers like play them. But I'm like completely lost on like the lore and all that.
Oh, you just kill monsters and
cool.
get loot. That's basically it.
Yeah. I've never played any like top-down games like that, so I have like, I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to start, but they sound fun, or they look fun. They're just like not my thing, you know.
No,
I like more of the FPS and like the adrenaline rush of like trying to survive. But yeah.
No, I gotcha. I just you know, I could have said like Warcraft 3, or I could have started StarCraft 1 or something like that, or
yeah, see.
Or like an old COD game, like COD 4.
Unfortunate.
That's pretty old.
Yeah.
Or Pokemon.
I wish I got a PC when I was younger.
Yeah.
Oh, Pokemon, yeah.
Do you remember what was
when I was little, dude, I had a Game Boy.
Yeah.
And it exploded. The batteries like blew up in my hand. Yeah, and it like burned my hand. It was all fucked up.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it was awful. Yeah, I was like playing it outside, like in my yard, and they just like it like overheated. Just like popped.
What?
I was like, what in the hell?
That's crazy.
Scared the shit out of me.
What was your first? Do you remember what your first video game was? Like the first game, technically game that you played, ever in your life?
First game I ever played was Tekken 3 on PS1. That was the first video game I ever played. Yeah.
Really?
I played it at my uncle's house. I remember that. Yeah, he had a PS1, and I got to play it. And then like I just begged my mom to get me one, and then she got me an N64. It wasn't even what I wanted. But you know, you can't complain.
True.
Got some good games out of it. Still have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first game was that I can at least remember that's like technically a video game would be Pokemon Blue in like 1999 or 1998 or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that was my first one because I got a Game Boy and then I got Pokemon Blue, and I must have been 4 or 5 at the time, and I was like, oh boy, Pokemon, I'm gonna be catch 'em, you know, like all that shit. Like that was me. I was like, yeehaw, I'm so cool. Playing all like and this is back in the day when the game didn't even have color. Like it was just like black and white and like a bunch of pixels on the screen, and you're just like, it's so cool, man. That was video games, man. Now everyone did.
Pokemon came out when I was in like 5th grade. I was in 5th grade when Pokemon dropped.
Oh shit.
So that was a long time ago.
You're much older than me then.
Yeah. I think I got you by like 4 or 5 years, I believe.
I'm turning 20. I'm 26 right now, so I'm turning 27 this year.
Oh no, I have you by, jeez, like 7 years then.
Oh my lord. That's okay. That's okay, man. Because in VR
Yeah, it
chat,
is what it
we
is.
can be 21 forever.
I wish. I wish. Nah, my body's not feel the same as it did fucking 10 years ago. I wish.
I
I always thought
gotcha.
that was a myth. They're like, oh, your back's gonna give out on you. You're gonna feel it when you're older. All that skateboarding and all that falling. I was like, yeah, whatever. Now I wake up and I'm like, dude, I hate life.
Yeah, I wake
Like,
up
what do I
every
do
day.
now?
My back hurts every day of my life. I'm 26.
Yeah, you told me you had the back problem.
Yeah, I used the back
Yeah.
brace. It helps.
How'd you do that again?
How did I do that again? How did I hurt my back?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when I was a kid, I fell down the stairs several times. That would probably do it.
Relatable. Yeah.
That wasn't once or twice. That was
Yeah,
like 5 or 6 times in like 10 years. It was almost like once a year I fell down the stairs because I slip.
Jesus, dude.
Yep. So
Like in your house?
yep. While I was growing up as a kid. So.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah.
Did you have like hardwood floors and like running around in socks?
Yeah. It was
Yeah, gotta do it.
It was not comfy, like, you know, carpet or whatever. It was like laminate, but you know, whatever, basically hardwood.
Yeah.
So it was pretty bad. Anytime I would fall down and I would cry, my mom would be like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?"
And now you're like paying the price
Yeah, essentially, man.
of running down the stairs. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, just get a nice back brace. I had told you that before, like something off on Amazon, like can support your back, like when you're standing and streaming and all that. It won't feel so bad. And you can get some that like you can attach like ice patches and stuff to them. Because I had to wear them when I had to go through physical therapy for my lower back because I had fallen skateboarding. And I couldn't move. Like it was hard to like breathe and like do anything. So I had to go to like physical therapy, and then they like took care of like everything. I had to like do all these crazy stretches. I had to wear a back brace for months. And I was in high school at the time, so it was just like super goofy having to have this thing on my back all the time. But you know, I got over it.
No, I gotcha.
I'm very thankful that I did it. You know.
I probably have to go to a chiropractor and like an actual doctor at some point because it was like 13 years later and I'm still fucked. So I think it's time for me to get some professional help.
Invest in it. Yeah.
Some point. I don't know about this.
Your body will thank you later.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll happen this year because I live in the middle of bumfuck nowhere with 4,000 people that live in this dinky ass town. So there's no like actual doctors. But when I go back to the city, I probably will.
Have you ever been to the U.S. or
No.
have you just been in Canada?
I've lived in Canada
Never?
my whole life. However, I do have a passport.
Yeah.
And I never used it once. I got it when I was like 20. So I still have like 5 years left on my passport before I get it renewed. I've always wanted to travel at some point in my life. It just, when you don't have money and you're in college, I mean, that doesn't help. So at some point I'd like to go, you know, go to TwitchCon or something like that. That'll probably be like one of the first things I ever do.
Yeah.
Like, cause that's like, I think, San Diego, California or something like that. So I'm thinking about going somewhere there at some point. Cause I've always wanted to leave my little bubble of this place and go somewhere else and explore the world. But obviously COVID for the last 2.5 years obviously made that impossible, you know. So I basically
it's
just
hard to be around people.
I just basically became a hermit and just
Same.
stream VR chat. Like that's basically it, and do VTubing things. And maybe one day. I don't know about this year because this year I don't really have the money, and COVID's still around, AB2 variant or whatever the hell it is. So I don't want to take any risk. It's not just about me. Like I know that if I got sick, I'll be fine. I'm double vax plus booster. But the problem is just that you know, if I come back and I'm sick and then I infect my brother, he's gonna be sick, or my parents, and they're in their 60s. So I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you want to you know, go somewhere, travel, get sick, come back, and then literally be the cause of your parents being in the hospital. Like, I think that's a terrible thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that worries me too, because like I see my grandmother and like my mom and my dad really often, and I would hate to be the one that gets them sick.
Yep.
Especially like being out and all that. So yeah, I don't want to go through that.
That's right.
Especially in their age. I don't know how they would handle it. So it is a bit scary. But I do want to like stop being a hermit and like actually go outside and like hang out with like old friends and all that again, because I kind of just lived through that in VR. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why go outside when I can just go to the beach in VR? Like, you know, but I kind of need to start leaving the house more and just stop sitting in here with my dog all the time. I'm sure he's tired of seeing me every day. So, you know.
I gotcha. I live with my brother, my oldest brother, so I look after his dog. His dog's sitting right over there. Well, you can't see him physically, but he's just chilling. So.
Yeah, I had to put mine in the other room with my sister because he would start screaming at some point. I'd hear him barking. Yeah, he likes to bark. Anytime he hears a noise, he like wails at it, like someone's trying to like break in the house or something. And
this dog will do this probably.
He's done it ever since he was a baby.
Minutes. My brother gets home.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anything else?
What's your brother do?
My brother does.
I was just wondering.
So, I don't want to give too much information because it's, you know, his life and stuff. But he works at a car dealership.
True. Oh, nice.
So that's what he does.
I have friends that do that.
In the financing department. So he's not like the car salesman. He's just the financing guy. So.
Yeah. Numbers and all that.
Yeah. That's what
that's not my strong suit at all. I would hate to have to do that every day, accounting and all that. No thanks. Pass. I'm too lazy for that. I was gonna ask you a question, and I think I brought this up with you before. Are you ever going to like start like making any like TikToks and stuff to promote the world, the show, and get more audiences, like other people from like outside of just like the VR chat like category on Twitch to see what you do? Because I think that would really help. Is if you know, posted clips and stuff like that on there.
I've done TikTok before, a long time ago, like a year or so ago, and my TikToks weren't about this show. It was just me like hip wiggling and just being lewd. Essentially, that was it. And then and I had short-term success on there. I was like, wow, 100K views. Wow, my ego's expanding. Oh my god, I'm so cool.
Yeah.
And then I posted some other videos, and then it would get like no views, and then I figured I probably got shadow banned. So I was just like, fuck this shit. And then I stopped, and that was a year ago. But to answer your question, would I do
the life of an average TikToker.
Would I do TikTok again? Probably, but probably not about this show. I feel like TikTok is like very like ADHD, like goldfish, like 2-second brain attention span type of stuff, and I think showing like unless like it's like a very funny moment, which I mean my shows aren't really that funny, I'm gonna be honest. It's more about just talking. So I think
with people.
I think if I was to do TikTok again, or YouTube Shorts more specifically, it'd just be about myself being a high anime girl, and that'd be about it.
Okay.
Like, I wish, unless someone specifically wanted to literally dig through 300 episodes and literally find the funny shit and then make it into a TikTok, by all means. Yeah.
Do it. Yeah. I think that there would be an audience for it though, because there's a lot of people out there that just enjoy listening to people talk, like, and you know, and this is very like different here, like, you know, I still think that you're onto something that other people aren't. This is so like, it's just amazing, you know, like the whole show and everything. So I feel like,
thank you.
More eyes seeing it would be really cool. Like, I would love to see that, you know, for it to grow past where it's at, you know. I think it would do well in the eyes of like the normies, in a sense, you know.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's just I just don't have a lot of time myself. Like I literally don't. Like I
True.
work on this show, my stream almost every single day, trying to find people, try to do things. There's not enough time. I have to look after this dog, clean the house. Like I have so many like responsibilities and chores to do. My time is very, very limited. So that's why I have like people that like help program the world and stuff like that. I mean, if I had enough time, I would just do everything myself. But unfortunately, I'm only one man,
True.
and
You're not Superman.
yeah, I'm not Superman. Also, I feel like I've said this before on my own stream, but I feel like I've been suffering from like fatigue or something like that, because I feel tired every day for like 6 months. Like I sleep 8 hours a day and I still feel tired. Like literally an hour ago, I was yawning. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, why am I yawning? It's 7 o'clock at night. Like.
But you do have a crazy work ethic, so that's probably why. Like, I feel like you never actually turn the work off. You're just constantly in that mode.
Probably. That's
so
probably why.
Maybe you should like take a load off one day and just kind of.
Oh, it's on Sundays.
Just like relax, you know.
I take Sundays off.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, and just like take it in, you know. Maybe you need more than just one day. And not feel so tired all the time.
Maybe.
It might help. Yeah, but I feel that sometimes. I just feel like some days I just wake up and I just have like no motivation, no energy, and I'm like, what the hell, dude? Yesterday I was like, and today I'm just like my body just doesn't want it, and I don't know. It's kind of hard to like push through those days, but you know, I still try. I feel like that's what you do, but more often than others.
Yeah, it's just. Things take time. That's just the reality. Like I put a lot of effort into my show, like trying to message people and get them on for a show. And then it's sometimes like a waiting game. It's like I message them and they say yes, let's do it, and I'm like, okay, what time or what day? And then they like take like 2 weeks to respond, and I'm just sitting there like rocking back and forth from like, please respond, please, man, come on. I'm just like, you know, freaking out. Like I'm in like I'm tied to a chair. I'm like, come on, man, this is torture, man. Just tell me when.
Yeah, you got back to me like almost immediately after you like told me. You were like, hey, I want to have you for this, and immediately here's this.
I'm all about like
he's on it.
Like snap.
Yeah,
but some people are not like that. Some people, it takes like, I don't know, I have to think about it. 2 months later, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, dude, I'm dying over here, man. I'm gonna turn 80 years old by the time you answer me.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like just people get so wrapped up in what they're doing. It's kind of hard to like keep up with every single thing that they're trying to do, and you know, like with everyone. Yeah. Especially with social media, you're in contact with hundreds of people like at one time, all the time, and it's just kind of, you know, sometimes you overlook people that you shouldn't, but.
That's also true.
It is.
I mean,
what it is. You know?
Social media is just terrible in general, and I mean that specifically of like Twitter.
Yeah.
Because like every day I look at Twitter. Now, honestly, I don't reply to like 99% of it, but a lot of it is just like, this person did this thing, or this person got outed for this, or like this drama and this stuff, and I'm just like, like, dude, come on, man. Like, I'm just trying to relax. Like, it's like I have to like, it's almost like you have to read like a 50-page lore document every single day, and it's just like, I don't have time for this shit, dude. Like, I just want to do my own thing, bro. It's like, you didn't read this 52-paragraph essay about this one person? Well, I guess we're not friends anymore. It's like, bro, come on, man. I don't have time for this, dude. I run a show. Come on.
Yeah. I don't use Twitter. I mean, I use it, but I don't stay on it very, very long, because I just don't feel like being angry over some people's opinions that are so loud.
Just post hip wiggles, and that's all you need to know. Just live,
we talked about that.
Yeah, just live life simple.
Maybe not in this avatar. in my other avatar.
That's all I use Twitter for now. I either talk about my show or I just post hip wiggles. I mean, anything beyond that is too much effort.
Yeah. That's what the people want, you know. Give them what they're looking for.
Exactly.
Shake those hips. Get the views. Get the clicks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's how it is. Yeah, I gotta take your advice. Maybe later I'll post a hip wiggle in this avatar
Hell yeah.
for a new audience.
There you go.
No, what?
Oh, I don't know. You just
No.
it's him
Yeah.
clicking the buttons.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like my stance on drama is that, or more specifically, if you like, the classic example is you play VR chat, right? And you're probably like sitting in a world in front of a mirror, and then somebody would be like, "Hey, did you hear about this person and X person or whatever?" And I always say that the people that complain the most probably have too much time on their hands. Because if you're someone like me who runs a show, streams, takes care of this
Fair.
dog, clean the house, go for groceries, pay bills, pay rent, or if you have a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, kids, whatever, like, you don't have time to care about what Billy down the street's doing, So I find that the people that complain the most probably have way too much time on their hands, because if they were focusing on growing their streams or their audience or whatever, like themselves, they wouldn't be worrying about what Billy is doing, or X person.
Yeah, that wouldn't even be a factor in their lives.
Yeah,
They
because
wouldn't even know about
anytime I ever talk to someone who's much older than me in their 30s, or my own parents or whatever, they'll be like, "Why do I care? Like, why are you telling me this? Like, this is irrelevant to my life." It's
No,
like,
that's really it.
Yeah.
I say it all the time. I always say, "Who gives a fuck?" Like,
yeah, who gives a
who
fuck?
cares? Like,
Does that affect you?
it's just-
No. Why do I need to know that?
no, exactly. Yeah, I 100% have that mentality now. I used to care, but now I'm just like, why am I wasting energy? I don't care.
I could have spent
Like,
2 hours working on this show. You know what I mean? Like, I could have spent more time getting another guest than complaining about what Billy's doing, or X whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Billy's just a filler name, but you get what I'm saying?
There's some guy named Billy that's super pissed
Yeah,
right
he's
now
like,
in
"What
chat.
the
I was
hell,
like,
man? Call
What did
me
you
out,
do?
dude. What the hell?
Why me, bro?
Yeah, why me, dude?"
What did I do?
Yeah, that's right. We're kind of up on the last 3 minutes here, but do you have any
Yeah, we are.
any last questions? Any questions in the chat, audience, anything like that?
If they have any, I don't know. But I'm pretty good right now. Just
Okay.
thinking about food, really. Kind of
What
hungry.
kind of food?
Spent all day in front of my PC. Probably Taco Bell, honestly.
Oh, what do you get from
It's a
Taco
guilty
Bell?
pleasure. I'm sorry if you don't like it. The cheesy gordita crunch,
Okay.
the Baja Blast, and then the they have like these shredded chicken quesadillas that are like $1. I get like 5 of those, and then I eat all that, and then I go into a coma
Okay.
every single time.
Kelly says, "What's your
That's
favorite?
my order.
What's your favorite game?"
Favorite game? Oh, it's Metal Gear. Like, of all time, it's the Metal Gear series. Anything that Hideo Kojima made when he was making Metal Gear was like gold to me.
What about Death Stranding?
As of today,
Death Stranding, he made that.
yeah, I didn't really play that
Okay.
at all. Yeah, I kind of stayed away from it. I felt like they just gave Kojima way too much freedom when he was making that game, and he just kind of just like ran with it.
It's
He's like, I have
Amazon.
money,
It's Amazon
I know
Simulator.
actors. Yeah, you just, dude, I couldn't get into it. I tried it, and I was just like, nah, I'm good. I'm sorry,
Delivery Guy
Kojima. I
Simulator.
love you still.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to play that game
I gotcha.
ever again. Yeah.
My favorite game. I don't know. VR chat.
Yeah.
I play this game almost 8,000 hours. You might as well say it.
How many hours?
7,000.
How many hours have you logged in?
7,800 or something like that, give or take.
Jeez. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm at like 3K, and I've been playing since 2020. So, yeah, I kind of no-lifed it for a little while.
I gotcha.
I gotta turn this game off.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
outside. Skateboard again.
Yeah, I gotta go outside, man. Yeah, they just opened up a new park down the street too that I have to check out. So
Oh, there you go.
I definitely need to get out there, work these legs out. You probably can't even handle it anymore.
That guy says, have any VR games
maybe
you're
one
looking
day.
forward to?
VR games? No, I haven't really played much in VR outside of like Pavlov
Okay.
and this. Like that's it. Yeah. So yeah, and I was forced to by Gravy because he bought it for me, and he was like, "You have to play now." So it was like the only games I've played. I need to try like Alex and all that. There's so many, but I just every time I put a VR headset on, I'm like VR chat. I just don't even think about other VR games. I always forget that they even exist. So
I'm probably looking forward to I think it's Bone Labs or something like that. I think that's what it's called. It's made by the same people who made
Boneworks.
It's Boneworks, but this is the second one.
Oh.
They literally just talked about it like last
Oh.
week. So they're making a second game
Oh,
called
that's
like
cool.
Bone Labs or something like that. It's like a continuation, part 2.
Yeah.
So it showed some
That's
gameplay
cool.
of like they're in like medieval times or something like that, and I was like, oh, what's this? This looks
That
interesting.
sounds fun.
Yeah.
That's one I do want to try is Boneworks. I always watch like videos on it, but I've never like actually turned it on to play. Maybe one of these days.
I gotcha.
I'll get out of just playing VR chat.
Do you have any last minute
Yeah.
things you want to say? Shout out.
I stand Moon VR. So what oGURLZ said, you should definitely meet her and talk to her.
Okay.
I love Moon VR. It's one of my best friends. So yeah.
All right.
I have to introduce you.
That's two for two.
You guys can.
Yeah.
2 for 2. Yep.
Okay.
Keep an eye on her.
Well, I
She's
appreciate
amazing.
it. If you haven't already, go check out
Yep.
4StarDragon. That's twitch.tv/4StarDragon. Check him out.
Yeah.
Thank you for stopping by.
And watch me rage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, no problem. Thank you for having me, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate
I
it.
enjoyed my time. I'm gonna go now.
All right. Peace
Goodbye,
out, man.
everyone. Goodbye.
All right, our next guest coming out in a moment here. It's gonna be Takarow, and then it'll be Spearmint. All right, Takarow. Wait, can you? Oh, you can't pass the barrier. What the? Give me a second here. Oh, it's probably because you. Oh, that's right. You left the world. Right. If you leave the world, the barrier goes back on.
You're good now.
Yeah, they're good now. Anyway, Takarow, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hello.
Oh, let me amplify your voice. There we go. I gotcha. Welcome to the show. How you doing today?
Howdy. Pretty good. Mostly relaxing. I've been dealing with a puppy all week.
Oh yeah.
Not fun.
What kind of breed?
Purebred golden retriever.
Ooh.
Mom thought it'd be a great idea to get a puppy 4 days before they left on a cruise.
Damn. It's an impulse, you know. They're just like, I need a new dog. All right, I'm going on a cruise. Bye.
And guess who had to take care of it with no home?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, exactly.
Classic.
But other than that, I've been exhausted with all that. But besides that, I've been relatively good. Been marathoning anime. Been doing my events. Been branching out a little bit more than what I normally do. And overall, pretty good.
Okay. So you've been playing VR chat for a very long time. It was probably as long as I have. So is there any stories you have? Any?
Before you, actually.
Oh shit. Okay.
I've been in this game since since November 2017.
Okay.
And I remember whenever I first met you back in the day. I remember because it was a great pug.
Yes.
Yeah. At the time, I was using one of my Fate models as a Darskin model, but it's on a stairway. Very memorable. But yeah, I'm so sorry for interrupting. Please carry on.
Okay. So you've been playing for a very long time. Do you anything like you remember from back in the day that maybe you reminisce about?
Oh my god. Presentation room's a big one.
Okay.
And a lot of the times, while I do miss like the Project H raids from back in the day because those were a big thing back then. That's kind of where I started. Modex's group, that's kind of fell apart. Which, if anyone that knew Modex or was aware back then knows that type of group. But a lot of it is nowadays remembering people that like have come and gone. Like a lot of people, whether because like the thing is a lot of people are just like they try to come back, but life just doesn't allow them to.
I get you.
So yeah, and a lot of it presentation room's a big one because back then that's kind of the main gathering place. It was I met majority of my friends there.
Okay.
The other places like even if we look back at like the classics, we had Golden Steel, we had, which that was actually pretty revolutionary at the time whenever that came out. I'm actually not sure if that was a VR chat dev that made that map.
It was one of them.
No, I don't think so.
Ron was the one who voice acted this. Gold captured. I don't know if he specifically made it, but he did the voice acting for it.
I see.
Yeah.
But like, and even before then, we also had there was the capture the flag map. But like game modes in VR chat weren't really that big. It was more about social maps for the longest time. I don't think it was really until there was an old team deathmatch map.
Okay.
And that's kind of what it was, like a snowy map. You may or may not know what I'm talking about, but it was like a snowy map, and that's kind of got people interested in making games on VR chat. Yeah.
Yes, I remember that one.
That was pretty new for whenever it came out. Because no one has really did that stuff. But then you had to deal with the annoying. You probably remember this because back then in those maps, if you got shot, you'd have that red bubble stuck to your face even if you switched maps.
Yeah. And then you had to restart the game.
It was annoying.
Essentially to fix it.
It was annoying.
Yeah, it was. Before you continue,
I mean, hey, look what we're not.
Is your gestures locked? Because you're like your eyes are closed for the last like 10 minutes. Or you just
maybe.
Oh, okay. I'm just continuing. I'm just wondering if you're like, oh, I forgot my face is just stuck.
My bad.
Anyway.
But yeah, I've been in this game since 2017, and I've been through the rise and falls of a bunch of communities. Nowadays, I find myself more of just being a full-time event host.
Okay.
I host for adult communities. I host for DJ communities. I host for social communities. And I formerly host for lap dance communities.
Okay. You're like a social influencer.
Yeah, pretty much. That's basically how I describe myself these days. Because I understand that my way of introducing myself to people is a bit blunt and out there. But it's also something someone's not used to seeing often.
I see what you're saying.
Also, I just like people's reactions. It's fun.
That's true.
But, So, I do remember, like, what were some things that you remember, like, some old maps you remember from back in the day? Because, like...
Some old maps back in the day? Like Gaia Night, Penthouse at Night, Fells Memoria, Rave Robbie, maps like that. Great Pug, but that's still around. You know, it still is used somewhat. Maps like that.
I
Presentation
don't.
room.
I think VR chat would have to manually delete it for that to go away.
True. I just think the reason why it's not like really that popular because it's not a Quest compatible world. Quest compatible worlds are taking over, so if your world is not Quest compatible, you might as well just ripping pepperonis. You know, it's just your world's dead. Because my world, PlayStation Plus, was very popular for a very long time, but the world's not Quest compatible, so it's dead now. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, pins were a big thing back in the day, and it's just like they weren't accessible to every maps like they were now because you had to figure out how to work a pin, and VRChat never really released the pins that they used for the presentation room. So, and no one kind of really wanted to make a good pin. Well, not many people knew how to make a good pin.
That's right.
Nowadays, it's super accessible.
Yeah, like.
But
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say, what you said reminded me of a conversation I had with Emmett. Emmett, you know Emmett.
Yeah.
I would hope you know Emmett. He mentioned that he's friends with Big Al, and he mentioned that Big Al came back to VR chat after like being gone for a really, really like many years. He's just like,
Really?
yeah, it came back, and I was just surprised people are still using my shitty world. Which I mean, that just made me laugh. Because like,
his world was like the tutorial level for like any new player, even a lot of even like brand new streamers like that play this game in 2022 will still go to Big Al's and be like, "Wow, I'm SpongeBob" or whatever. And, you know.
I know. I just thought you would really enjoy that story. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god. Again, like people come and go, they do. But I mean, it's always interesting because like if people remember, like if you made something that's really popular, there's always gonna be at least someone who remembers it.
Yeah.
And same with the favorite world system, because like I like favoriting worlds that are like hidden gems.
Yep.
And to me, those are really good. And like I would show people that are like new to VR chat or streamers these maps, and they're beautiful, and they're just like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. I'm like, this map is 3 years old.
Yeah, I feel the same way when I go to like Treehouse in the Shade. That's a really old world, incredibly old. But I still go to it once in a while, and whenever I show like a VTuber or someone who's new to VR chat, I typically show them that world because it's a unique experience to go to a world like that. You know, it's very old. Like, it still is quite quality. The only sad part is that a world like that may not work one day. And I'm hoping that maybe somebody will take it out of their time to like recreate it. You know?
It'd be hard to, because like given like the circumstances with the map creator of that map, like VR chat themselves, I'm pretty sure they want to keep that map. Like that was I believe I remember hearing them. That was actually, they literally whenever a Unity update happened that was going to break all the shaders, they specifically got Unity to like keep this map the way it is without breaking.
Damn.
Because if you remember, the map creator passed away.
Yeah, he was my friend. I literally knew him.
Yeah. Yeah. I personally didn't get to know them, but would have loved to.
Yeah, he helped me
again,
do some world creation stuff actually. Back in the day. Before I started making worlds, I asked him a bunch of questions, and you could arguably say that when I was making my talk show world like 2.5 years ago, before they passed away, I was asking them for advice. So you could say that I'm living in their legacy, you know, like they taught me some advice 2 years later, you know.
that's the thing with map makers that I find is a lot different from avatar makers. A lot of map makers don't really mind. It's a lot easier to talk to map makers than it is to talk to avatar makers. With map makers, you're always want people to show people, oh, how did you do this? Oh, I did this way. Oh, well, what if we do that with this, and this? And just like, oh, that's great. And then that's kind of how a lot of different map makers are very nice people.
Yeah, I've met quite a few, and they're all really nice people. They're like the prefabs community, for example.
Yeah. Like, and a lot of them are really stand out. Like, take it, Bob Dan. He's a legend at what he does, even though he himself does not consider himself that. But he is definitely a staple in VR chat. Cause like, even like, have you seen his new playground world he made?
I don't think so. Have I? What's the world called?
He made a playground. It's called Evolve Dance Playground. He made this really amazing system where he incorporated like an arcade, a bounce, like you know those places you like, bounce houses is what they're called.
Oh yeah. I've been to that world. It's like it's kind of like a McDonald's like playhouse or whatever.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, and that's what stuff like that, because like what he did there with that was just like, it was very, I wouldn't say it hasn't been done before, but he did it in a way that it hasn't been done.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And I love everything he does. Same thing with little Yui. I love anything she does. And a lot of these map makers, very genuine people. Granted, a lot of them are always busy, but most of the time, if you just ask them, it's just like, hey, I'm having some problems with this. Do you know who I can go to talk about this? Or do you know how I can fix this? And all of it could just be a simple number change.
It's true.
But it's very nice. As a map maker myself, I like helping people with map stuff. And recently, I have been working with the creator of the Pet House. We're working on a new world, and we've been making a lot of progress on it the past few days. We're making a pet park, which is going to be like a sequel, the next in line from the Pet House, with the colors. We're going for more of a dog park type vibe whenever I say a pet park. So we're going for more agility course, like picnic table, and we wanted to capture a modern dog park type vibe. And that's coming along really nicely.
How many people in VR chat do you think involved in pet play?
You want the honest answer or the stream friendly answer?
What's the difference?
That's so nice of you.
The honest answer,
I'm gonna give her
80%.
Jetty Bandit gifted a tier 1 sub to Boomer343.
No way. 80% of 60,000 players on a day-to-day basis are in pet play in which they were a dog or a cat.
The thing is, pet play is different for a lot of different people.
Really?
And a lot of it could just be the simple of like, I like having this on me. I like putting this on them. I like just acting cute. I just like acting like an animal. I like being an animal. I like all these different types of things. It's just like, with things like that, it's very hard to define something whenever it's a very broad term.
I guess so.
Because it has different meanings for everyone. And that's why I feel like that's why Pet House originally blew up. Because it was something that made them all come out.
Yeah.
Of the other corners
Yeah, I hear you saying.
or wherever they were.
Yo, Jetty, thanks for the sub.
Like Olivia, who made the pet house, I remember she got so many DMs. It's just like, hey, you helped me realize this about myself, awaken this for me, and she's just like, I just wanted to make a world that I wanted people to do pet play with me. she is super wholesome. But
Okay.
like map makers, we all do it for different reasons.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like I said with Olivia's case, Olivia just wanted to make a map so she could feel like a pet.
Makes sense.
And a lot of map makers, maps get made for very simple reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And like, for example, you just wanted a talk show. Look what we have here. A lot of maps come from very simple ideas. Like, another good example, take, Zone Ton. Zone Ton literally remade an arcade game.
Yeah, Ridge Racer.
Mainly because they wanted to play it again. Yeah. And it's just like, maps get made for very simple reasons, but those simple reasons lead to a lot of passion.
No, I agree. Like, I made Presentation Plus because I didn't like how small Presentation Room was, so I made like a bigger version of it, and then I added a mirror. And then I was like, wow, there's this giant wall that isn't being used, so I decided to make a giant mural of all my friends that I had at that time, which was 2019, which was about 700 friends. Now I have 1,800-ish, give or take. So I just was, it just, it was,
still.
Yeah, it was just, well, I'm probably gonna delete half of it. The purge. But essentially it was just there was a lot of friends that I had that helped me and get me into VR chat, right? And essentially I wanted a mural to represent that, because arguably if you look at that mural in 2022, probably more than half of those people quit VR chat. Maybe even 80% probably quit. Very few actually stick around. But it's something I can look at, like, anytime, any day I'm feeling down, I look at that and be like, yeah, I can literally look at someone on that wall and be like, wow, that was that person. I remember doing that thing. That was really funny. Like, that was a cool moment. Or, like, I did this thing or whatever. That's what it was for. It wasn't for... I mean, some people in VR chat use it for other reasons, but I used it just for my own happiness and just, like, triggering old memories. You know, when you see someone's face and, like, it triggers your memory, that's why I did it for. And then the talk show was because of Ladle and made my own show, but yeah, essentially.
Yeah. I kind of have a similar world, like my mansion world. I have a giant mural and like a bunch of different pictures throughout the years, and I don't have that for anyone else. I have that for me because I like looking at it and feeling happy and just like, these are the strong connections I've made with people.
No, I can understand that.
And yeah, and I mean, it's now, I don't think it's good to like look at it all the time and just like, oh, back in the old days of VR chat. Oh my God, 2017. I think it's good to look at it and just admire it and remember about it. I don't think it should be something that's like an everyday occurrence. It's just like, if you see it and if you run past and you see it and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, that's me too. Like, I don't go to my world every day. It's just like once in a blue moon.
Yeah. Because I feel like it loses its memory if you see it too much.
That's right. I agree.
But, I mean, I can only speak halfly on that because, I literally have a world that I have to show people every day.
Oh, your secret world.
Regardless of
your collection. Your collection. That world?
Yeah, my collection world. Yeah, my collection world.
It's that popular? People want to see it every day? Shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, I always get people just like DMs from people I may have seen once or twice, and it's just like, Taka, I want to show this person your collection world. Actually, literally, like an hour ago, a girl DM me, is just like, hey, I met this guy, I want to take them to your world. And I'm like, I gotta go on a talk show.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yo, I got a life to live, bro. I'm getting interviewed and shit. I don't have time for your whatever you're doing.
But no, I'm like, you think you could probably wait like an hour or two? And she's just like, oh no, like, it had to be now. Another time then. I'm
Bruh.
like, okay.
Just give out the. You can just give out the code. Fuck at that point. Just be like, here's
No. I was very specifically told by VR chat staff themselves that I am not allowed to give that link out to anyone.
Okay.
There was
For
an
good
instance,
reason.
There's an instance, like a few months ago, someone actually took my link, and shared it on the Discord, and I woke up from a DM from two people. One was VR chat staff, saying, deal with this. Another was someone saying, it's just like, yo, someone got into your world, made it friends plus. Here's a list of everyone who was in that world.
Oh shit.
So, I obviously, I'm able to deal with stuff very easily. A lot of people look out for me, which I'm thankful for. And a lot of it is more of like, I don't want to say that world's my legacy, but I consider it my baby.
Okay.
Because I've been working on that world since 20... It's really getting close to 4 years. Holy shit.
Time flies. When you have
Damn.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? But I have given that tour so many times I can do it in my sleep. I can literally say it from memory.
I feel the same way about this world, man. Too many tours I've given. Do you have any
I'm the same way.
Do you have any last minute questions,
Like,
or anybody else for the audience chat? Because we have 3 minutes left, just so you know. Anybody? Any questions? Chat? Unless you have anything you want to ask. Oh, Kelly says, do you
who's
like
that good-looking bunny over there?
my next guest? Actually, one of the first people I've interviewed 2.5 years ago. But anyway.
I know they're good-looking. Yeah. Well, what's up? Who has a question?
Kelly, who's in the audience but also typed in the chat, said, do you like doing RP in VR chat?
Yes, actually. Curry Games is actually my brother. Curry Games, Ikriam, the Dawn.
Yeah.
They're all my brothers. I am literally the white sheep in a black family. But, that's the best way to put it. But, yeah, I do a lot of improv roleplay. The roleplay I like is improv. I like in your face, think of it on the spot.
Okay.
For me, that's fun. Now, I just like, oh, my power is scaling. Ah! Nah, I'm not.
I get what you're saying.
I rather just like the impromptu social type RP.
I like what you're saying.
I mean, that's why I became an event host for the Virtual Maid Cafe.
Oh. Maybe you might be interested in the next idea I'm doing here is improv nights in this world.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. It's not done yet, but some point in the future, we'll have a different stage. It won't look like this. But essentially, I'll be doing like whose line is it anyway, and sort of like improv stuff where like once a week you come in here and you just improv, like you just get a prompt and just act it out. So.
I have seen almost every episode of Whose Line.
I haven't. I never even watched Whose Line Is Anyway. I just want to do the idea because I wanted. Because I remember
good.
I used to 2 or 3 years ago. I got into improv way before I roleplayed at like Neon Divide and stuff. was because of when Joey Bagels actually played VR chat and streamed it I think it was every Tuesday was improv night, and then Egg was the one who hosted it, and they had like a little makeshift world, which was just a stage and then like a couple chairs.
I haven't seen Egg in forever.
Yeah, well, anyway, point is that's where I got the idea of like, oh shit, that was a lot of fun, but that was years ago. Like they don't do that stuff anymore, so I wanted to recreate that, but in here, so.
Yeah, I think it'll still be good. I know there's one that I think one of the VR chat staff members runs. I don't know which one, but I do know there is an improv community.
Oh, okay. Do you have any last minute things you want to say, like your channel, your stream, anything you want to advertise, talk about?
People can find me very easily. I'm not hard to find. Yeah, I'm really not hard to find.
Takarow on Twitch,
but yeah,
Twitter.
I love meeting people. Twitter.com/Takarow, Twitch.tv/Takarow. I stream when I want to. I don't stream for anyone but myself.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you stopping by.
And thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you. That's Takarow, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Our next and final guest coming shortly, Spearmint. The one and only. All right, Spearmint, it's your turn. So how you doing, Spearmint? It's been a while.
Yes, busy. Just before I got on, I was working on another avatar in another world, so for a piece. So yeah, I was busy.
I gotcha. Fracture Thrones?
Among some other ones, some other worlds I've been working on.
You know, it's been a long time since you've been in this show. You were one of the first people I interviewed. That was like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, time flies. It's been quite a while since then. A lot has changed since then. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, like what? What's changed?
Gotten busier. It feels like I've gotten a lot busier since the very beginning. Now that I'm not only doing my RO job, I'm doing map making, avatars, involved in role play, still doing my dancing. It seems like I got more busier than less busy.
Okay, how'd you get into dancing specifically? Was that something you've always done, or was that like a recent thing?
No, that began early 2017, 2018 when I met, when I first started watching Jakey and Forcible start dancing, and then I met one of my friends, Tiki, and he started teaching me more of the other side of exotic dancing, and then when I found out, I really loved it, so that was pretty much it, and I've been dancing ever since. I think it's been almost 6 years now.
Holy Christ. So when you got into dancing, the exotic dancing, let's just say that, what you said you really enjoyed it. Do you enjoy doing it, or is it because people are watching you and their reactions?
Well, for one, I really do enjoy doing it. Pushes my body to the limit every time because I am one of the older dancers. And it keeps me healthy. The main thing is that it always keeps me active, keeps me pushing harder to perform. I always view it as a performance, and I like to get reactions. Yeah, that's always is the reactions that they really make the night.
Okay. Yeah, I've had quite a few reactions, I'll admit.
I think the main thing is when you step. It's when you step out on the stage and, they're hollering your name and they know who you are because you've been doing it for so long. It really psychs you up to want to push harder to do something new.
Exactly.
And I guess many people know me because I know there's been a lot of dancers in the community that have danced for quite a while, but they normally dance in many different avatars. Very few of them make their own outfits and stuff like me. A lot of people from Phoenix Palace do make their own And I've seen a lot more as the years progress where a lot more people are doing that, where they stick with one avatar and they're just putting them in different outfits, more exotic,
Like me.
beautiful outfits, stuff like that. Which I find nice because then people are easier. You're more easier to recognize.
Yeah.
When they see you on stage and everything. So I really enjoy it. I'm actually working on my version 4 of this body. Finished it. Finished all because since the physics bones come out, I went and reworked a bunch of it. Now, when you pull my tail or my ears, it makes emotes and some other fun things I'm working on with it. It's going to be really fun.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with what you said with avatars using the same base or your own base, whatever. You get the idea. It's because I've always wanted to play VR chat without nameplates. I didn't want to have to look who is that again? If I, you know what I mean? Everyone just sees me as this and they can just that's Rebel or that's Spearmint. I don't have to play with nameplates because in real life not everybody has a nameplate on. So because obviously if someone has to buy an avatar from Gumroad or Booth and that's all they can get, and that's fine. But I do like seeing being in a room with 40 people and everybody's in a unique OC, and it's just damn, this is the future right here. But as you were saying,
yeah, and everybody's making it more personal. Yeah, no, by all means, making it more personal. I found day one when I first built my avatar, and then I went back and hand sculpted it, and with my version 2 from there on out, when I learned the inner workings of avatars and watching some of the people on Twitch do it, it just, I don't know, I bonded more with the avatar itself that I wear. It is me inside and out, and it makes me more attached to it. And it's just gotten better over time with the tools and stuff that the community has created. It's became easier and easier over time to make avatars, to use Blender, Unity, and even doing all the mat caps and stuff with some of the stuff I've seen Gideon do with doing different material types and stuff. It's been very, very much easier for people to get into it, and more people being more open to it. I remember when the community first started, it was very hard to get anybody to teach you because, I don't know, a lot of people were closed off and wanted to keep their own little niches and little secrets and stuff like that. But now more and more people are more open to sharing what they've learned over time with each other, which I find very refreshing.
Yeah, I remember those days when people wouldn't tell each other, before the cameras came out, the VR chat cameras, people had the Unity camera in the corner. That's how some of the dancers would show themselves, because everything was first person. There was no cameras. You couldn't show third person stuff. So I remember people had the corner cam, which is what everyone uses with their VR chat camera. But that was before that. And I remember people would have that, and it was kind of like a secret. I was like, oh, you can't know that, or I remember some people found out about how do you even just spawn a prop in your hand. People are oh, you have to give me $100 and I'll do it for you. It's what? That sounds ridiculous now, but back then people were very gatekeepy.
Oh yeah, but now, I mean, even since Booth came along and became more prevalent amongst the community, thanks to a lot of the good Japanese artists over there, it's become easier and easier people to really mix and match and make their own avatar, even if they don't know how to at the very beginning.
That guy you just resubscribed for 29 months. Damn, that time already, haha, sweat.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Gumroad and Booth has really opened the doors for a lot of people. Some people do, from VR chat, make Gumroad models, and they're very popular. Gideon's models are very popular, operator ones. What else I'm thinking? Blobbleman's avatars. There's a bunch that are become staples in the community, and it enables people to be hey, I don't know how to make avatars. I don't know how to do Unity or Blender, but I can buy a base for $40 or $50, customize it the way I want to, and now have kind of my own OC, and then maybe later on get their own or get some outfits for it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it helps a lot of people.
More push themselves further.
Yeah, because back in the day, you had to just go to Big Al's or whatever and rummage through the same avatars, and you have 10 SpongeBobs, and you're just oh, well, that's it. That's all you got.
Yeah, it's not very much of a variety.
Yeah.
But it's gotten a lot easier nowadays to do things like that, and the communities, it's easier. There's so many videos now in the library on YouTube now to be able to go for that information and really learn really quickly. The things that I've recently had to learn on is being in the RP community. I started learning from the map makers on doing a lot of the RP stuff, which takes a lot of different techniques to make things happen, especially in Fractured Thrones, and even you've seen it in Neon Divide, where making things more customizable to the user, especially DMs being able to find you within the world so they can, dungeon master you, the thing correctly and stuff. So, but actually, the first worlds I started to build was my inspiration when I started learning from the people who created the dance worlds I started out in. Especially from Club Zodiac, like the very first Club Zodiac was the very first one, because I knew them from before even VR chat. Some of my friends there when they started the club up. So yeah, I think was my first window into really getting into dancing.
Yeah, it was what's her name? Virgo for You is the one that runs.
Yeah,
I think she still is. I haven't talked to her in years, but I remember seeing that club for the first time, and that was an experience. Cause I was just like, wait, there's clubs in VR chat? Because I remember just like going to a public and that was it. You're just like, yeah,
it's a pub. Yeah, the pub was the place to go.
Yeah.
Or the old drawing room.
Yeah. And then I remember seeing Club Zodiac, and then the other big one at the time was Dance Dance VR. DDVR.
Yes.
And I remember going to that one, and it was kind of like a surreal experience, because I joined, I think probably joined off of you or something maybe, but like, and just seeing like 30 or so people like on a dance stage, all in full body, like majority of them are all in full body, going like do, and I'm sitting there in half body. I'm like, I'm a loser, and then like, but. The other additional thing was that there was a live DJ. That was the best part. Having a live DJ, that was something else. I was like, wait, what? That person's actually like, on the...
Yeah, and it definitely blew up since COVID. I mean, that industry in itself opened the doors wide open, because I met so many new DJs that said, hey, VR chat gave us this opportunity to explore this new medium. Since we couldn't really go out and have our big parties, we could still let people hear music, watch us perform right there in a room where people can actually dance, and we can see them dancing and enjoying our artwork,
That's right.
Which is phenomenal. That's the one thing I think VR chat really boomed this year and last year, because of COVID. It allowed people to really explore different avenues of interaction.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think that industry is just going to boom even more going forward. About having clubs in VR, that if they're doing venues and say they're behind in bookings, well, they'll find that there's clubs in VR chat that will literally book these DJs in there to play for them and stuff, and then they can make just as much money, not have to load up heavy equipment or nothing. It's right there in the comfort of their own home or their own studio, and can just perform in front of 30 to 40 to 50 people at a time.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I remember going to a bunch of clubs during COVID, and it's crazy to think that like back in the day I would listen to like some Monster Cat Media songs, and then like one of them was made by like Muzz or Ghost Adder or something like that. And then literally you go to a club in VR chat, and they're literally just up there like playing music and going like, let's go. And I'm like, what the hell? I literally listened to that guy's song like 5 years ago. Like, what is this? I was like, that's so surreal to like, or like I met Porter Robinson in VR chat, so.
It's definitely changed the landscape on how people can use this media for different avenues of expression. That is for sure.
Yeah. Like it's just an interesting time to be alive, and obviously COVID's very terrible, but like people have sort of found a way to cope with VR and stuff like that. And obviously, when I see like the other opposite of like Mark Zuckerberg's like metaverse, and they don't even have legs, and then they showed off like a club or something like that. It was not even close to VR chat. It was just like 30 people half body staring at a big screen, and nobody was talking. And then like someone like took that and then like played they took that video and they compared it to a VR chat club. Everyone's like, let's fucking go. Like they're just like fucking like glow sticks and shit. And then like it goes back to the metaverse and everyone's just like, yeah, I'm just bought some NFTs. It's like, what the fuck? Like it was like,
I think he's the definition of somebody deaf-toned.
yeah,
basically.
yeah. I think he's just interested in the money to make a quick buck and not like. There's no way that like they don't even know about VR chat. There's just no way. Like you have to be tone deaf to like not know about VR chat existing and all the crazy shit we do in this game.
Yep, I definitely would concur with that. That's definitely for sure.
So my next question, or at least another thing I had to bring up, is obviously because it's been 2.5 years essentially, or something along those lines since like the last interview, and obviously you just mentioned about working on your avatar. So how has your avatars changed over time? Obviously you stuck with the idea of being like a bunny girl, but obviously you have many different outfits and things like that. So how did that process come about? Like do you work on everything yourself or have someone help you?
No, I worked on everything for myself. The only help I've ever really truly gotten is in voice call. Like back in the day, I remember being in voice calls with like Krita, when he was talking to Tupper, and you know, just being with some of the early people that knew how to make avatars or work with bones and optimize them. Is just sitting in a call with them and just sharing screens and, you know, just talking about what we're doing and asking questions and learn from each other. But my first, like when I first jumped into VR chat, of course I was just a regular human figure. Still had the people ask me why I came up with the name Spearmint. Well, originally it was more of a spearmint color. Plus it was because before I jumped into VR chat, into VR fully, I was still am a very big Hatsune Miku fan, and I knew a lot of people from the company and stuff, and I used to do a lot of publicity stuff for them back in the early days when I streamed, and I did nothing but Miku eccentric stuff. So I just thought about, you know what, I want to do Spearmint because I know there's a lot of Miku models within VR chat that wouldn't define me of who I was. So I just went in there with a minty colored hair humanoid person, and then from there I had a big thing for Monster Girl, so I was like, you know what, I don't want to do a Sicilian Monster Girl, a Snake Girl, because I wanted to have at least some ability legs. So I did a cross between of what if I was a octopus girl, Sicilian girl instead of a Lamia, and could change forms between that and a human, you know, because that's how they usually went about catching their prey, is that they would coach you in as a human being and then say, surprise, I'm actually a monster, quote unquote, girl. Of course, I always loved the manga genre of that. But from there, when I started getting to the clubs, I started dancing at Zodiac and Club Phantom, first of all. And I was doing human. I started looking at everybody. I saw cat girls, demon girls, angel girls, wolf girls. But it's like, you know what? I don't see many bunny girls during that time. There really wasn't many bunny dancers during that time, during the early days of VR chat. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to make a bunny girl. It's easy. Has 2 ears, a fluffy tail. It's not too... It's not too over or unoptimized as my Sicilian, you know, octopus girl was. So it's like, you know what? That'd be simple enough for me to do. So I popped some ears on her, found a tail, and then from there, I just, after iteration after iteration after iteration, then it's become this. And then I started getting really addicted to wanting to be more extravagant with my outfits, because I used to go to Las Vegas a lot, and I loved, you know, people, you know, okay, people go to, you know, adult clubs all the time.
Yeah.
But what I loved about Vegas, when you go to the showgirl exotic dancing. They have the big feathers. It's a big, beautiful show. It's choreographed it, and so that's when I started getting very eccentric with my avatars having the big. People wonder why I have all the big wings and stuff. Is because I'm taking part from the Las Vegas showgirls where they have the big feathers, the big show production kind of girls, and so anytime I can find wings or something like that, I like to put them on my avatars, make it really, glittery and glamoury and that kind of thing. And so I just started getting addicted to making all these kinds of concept outfits I could put together and make that was different from everybody else's outfit. So I think that's how it blew up over time, is that I just can't get enough of dressing up my avatar into what can I put on her next.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to that. I know myself. I haven't done an outfit in a little while, but I'm always thinking of the next outfit to incorporate or like revamp or stand out, because I always try to get outfits from scratch. I feel like I always want to stand out from the crowd. Always want to get something that's never really been done before. But I think a lot of people can relate. People always want to make something cool or show off something, and this leads into obviously the newest update with like Physics Bones. Now you can actually I literally saw somebody, no joke, yesterday. They were hanging out and they were wearing like a maid outfit, and they said like, hey, you want to see something cool? You can touch my bell and it'll ring. I was like, that's cool, but they're like, that's not the only thing you can do. They said go behind me, and then they did was they said pull the ribbons on the maid apron, and essentially what would happen is it would like rip off and then went off to like a swimsuit. I was like, whoa, what the hell? Like that was cool. Yeah, I was like, wait a second, that's kind of sick. That's kind of cool. And then somebody else in the same world had a Wii remote, like the old Wii remote, and you can actually physically you could actually grab it. Like they were like, here, take this, and I took it and I was like, what the? And then you could like play around with it and like press like different like songs from like Super Mario and stuff. I was like,
it's kind of like what Yash is doing with his little pre-built like kits you can buy, where you can slap it on an avatar and bring out a board game for people to play and stuff. Because of the Fizz Bones, if even as long as it's part of your avatar, it makes sense that if you're just handing them one of your bones and they can move it, and it's because it's not attached to anything physical on your avatar. So I can see how that. I didn't even think about doing that. That's a pretty cool idea. Somebody did that.
Yeah, I could see some dancers doing that or something. If you're at a club and then like you press a button and something happens, or like you ring their bell if they have a collar. Or I've always wanted to do this where like somebody's wearing like a latex outfit and then like has like a zipper, you can like zip it and like
Yeah, you can actually zip it to that point where it just shows
yeah. Hell yeah, that's the next level right there.
Oh yeah, it's like a lot of people were like, I can't tell you how many comments I've gotten since Fizz Bones were about to come out. It's like, I know what I want to touch. I want to touch your tail and stuff. So I went ahead, just like the bunny gifts that people have been coming out with. I went ahead and added it to where it could stretch out just a certain amount, make a funny face or whatever. So it's kind of fun little deal. So yeah, and then I can pull my ears down. I can pull on my ears. So it's not on this model. This model you can just move it a little bit. But my other model, you can actually pull and stretch them a little bit, and it'll activate emotes and that kind of fun stuff. So
I get you. Yeah, like
I'm getting used to it.
I honestly think that like IK 2.0 and Physics Bones and Avatar OSC have been like the best updates in the last like four years. Yeah, everyone's like, let's do it.
Updates.
Yeah, they're like, they're like, this is the best, because I see so many people, Publix, Friends Plus, whatever. Like people are like, yo, I can give you head pats now, or like, wow, I can like press this button and something happens in your avatar. Like so many people are like exploring or hanging out or having more fun.
Oh yeah, I was enjoying myself at Lanfear's party when Yash brought out that little board game. We were sitting there playing Sorry with them. Us four people just sat down and started playing Sorry. So it's kind of nice that you could, no matter what world you're in, you could do that. And it's kind of caught on in STEM. The only other game that I knew that did something like that before even Chill Out VR was Neos allowed that ability to do it. That's the one thing that attracted me to going back there. It's a lot more technical there, but still, when I went there before VR Chat did it here, like we dropped in this random world. Somebody said, "Hey, wait just a minute here. We'll have some fun." Because I was just sitting on this little platform. Earth is in the foreground with the moon over here. He just pulls out of his inventory, drops down a ship. We hop on it, and he brings out cannons. We were sitting there having a freaking battle in the stars on ships and stuff like that. It's this crazy stuff, you know? So this update is just going to add so much more creativity to VR chat. That's definitely for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I think anybody that has like a creative mind, or even someone who does memes, like if there's someone that makes meme avatars or something like that, this could be the perfect thing, because now they can interact with their audience.
They can hand you props and stuff.
Yeah. They'll be like, here's a hammer, or like, here, don't press that button, and then someone goes like, boop, and it's like nuclear launch detected. Oh shit. You know, like you could do a lot of things with these types of avatars, or even just simple things like I saw someone's avatar had like a bow tie, and then they can like they can like press it and it'll spin and go like whoop, you know, or like, I don't know, like very simple things, like, you know. Or I saw someone can pull someone's tongue like, oh, and like, I don't know, stretch it out. Or there was a meme today.
Even the glasses.
Yep, take off the glasses. I saw someone today. Hi is her name. She's posting a lot of physics bone stuff. She was like in front of a mirror and she had a dress and it was on the floor, and then someone literally dressed her. Like they pulled up the dress and like put her dress on. Something like that. I was like, whoa. Wow. Yeah, I was like, what the heck? You can like dress people?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So a lot of really cool stuff you can do with physics bones, and this is just the beginning. So I imagine next couple months it's gonna be even more advanced.
Especially oh gosh, you just don't know what this means to the roleplay community as well. The optimization that came with these physics bones, that they're going to be able to finally have, you know, because we try in the Avatar RP community, we try and keep to a certain level of like medium and you know, green and good and all that. And now you'll be able to actually have a couple of more physics on your avatar. You know, not too crazy, but when people saw my avatar that I was making for Aether, this thing that Shinigami started for him and his friend started for Mondays, which is just a casual fantasy roleplay. I made this avatar, and Gambit's sitting there on the call, and he looks at it, he sees all those bones, he goes, "That's medium?" I said, "Yeah, that's still medium with all that stuff, because it has bones on the arms, it had bones, it had a lot of bones in the skirt and stuff." And yeah, I can go back and optimize it, but it just shows that it allows you that much with still staying way under what dynamic bones could ever achieve, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible what you can do. Like a lot of my avatars went from poor to medium. This one's still poor because of the material, because I never atlased it. But my other outfits all went from poor rating to medium. And then if I actually went through and redid them all, or like redid the because it had all like collisions, you know, in the head and the colliders and stuff, I could probably make them all good. Like probably, because it's just that optimized.
Well, that's what prompted me on these fizz bones to go back and redo my base in my 4th version, is that I had a base, this base that I'm wearing now has 42,000 polys, and I was like, you know what, I know I can do better. So I went back and I brought it down to like 12,000. So I did a lot better since then, and this is making me rethink on my atlasing and everything. So yeah, the next couple weeks I'm gonna be taking all these dresses and putting it on the new base, and just, I know it's a lot of work, but I'd rather go ahead and do it now. You know, now that I got to that point to where I'm that much better at making them, I can, you know, go back and re-optimize them.
I gotcha. We're coming up on almost 30 minutes. Can you believe it? That's crazy. Do you have any questions? Anything else you want to discuss? Anyone in the audience or chat or anything like that? Time flies when you're having fun.
I just wondering what in the days to come VR will bring. I mean, I do have one of my heads already set up, because I do have the deal where I can do facial expression and stuff, but I don't know. I just, the extra, even the blinking in the eyes, sometimes VR chat, I just don't see myself really needing it that much. I know that it's really neat to see, But I know it also has its faults because it can get sweaty or it can get smudged and your eyes will start doing this weird twitching, and it's not perfect yet. I know the future headsets that are coming will be better.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, just me looking at you, and I know yours is just the regular eye follow, but I'm not really looking at what it doesn't bother me, or I'm not thinking, you know, I don't think the eye tracking really brings so much other than what I've seen people to do on the finer tuning of where it has your eyes do the dilation, where, you know, your actual avatar's eye will kind of dilate with your eye. But that's somebody who really, really works hard at, you know, creating all the sliders for that kind of function. It's pretty in-depth to do it. That's why I paid somebody to take my head and do all the visemes and everything for me to try it out, to see if I would like it and see if I would do it. It's a nice novelty, but I just don't feel like I'm just needed for me to put that thing on all the time just to...
I'll tell you something.
You know, just like you were talking...
about it. So... Right now, how people have eye tracking and face tracking, they're using the OSC, right? And they only have 128 parameters, and essentially, you weren't supposed to use the avatar parameter system to actually use eye tracking, so face tracking. So right now, like, it's almost like you have like 5 FPS, like 5 frames for like your eyes blinking. It looks very like lagged, right? They're actually, I don't know when, but at some point in the future, they're actually going to natively support it. So it's going to be something that's going to be better supported. It's going to look a lot better at some point in the future in VR chat. So right now, it's kind of just a novelty, like you said, but I don't know, 6 months, maybe a year. I don't know. It'll actually be fully implemented, so you don't have like this weird, like, you know, you can like have the dilation, you can have better tracking and stuff like that.
Yeah, I expected. That's what I was just. That's why I liked. I think that's what made me get into VR and really go headstrong with getting with HTC and with Valve. Is that I really. It just, when new technologies has always gotten to me, like, I really want to dive deep into it and really invest in the testing side of it. And there's just so much that the future will bring. I think it's going to be amazing. I just don't. The only sad part side of it is I don't want people to lose that IRL interaction with each other. Because there is another world out there. This is a good place for people to, I think, triumph over their anxiety about being around people and going and seeing places and being out. I mean, and also people who are disabled. This game allows them to see so much that they couldn't before. People who are bedridden and stuff can actually go see places, see worlds that are actually in the real world, but now they can see it in VR and they can go with their friends and family, which I think is amazing. That's right. I think all around VR has a very bright future for everybody.
Absolutely.
In one way or another.
So we'll take we have a couple questions here from the chat. So Kelly asked the question, what's your favorite music you would like to dance with, Spearmint?
Oh my god, favorite music.
Yeah, like genre.
Really, I love J-pop the most of all, actually. I really love J-pop most of all. I've been listening to J-pop for now the past, I don't know, 10 years, but I've really never had a true preference of song. I just feel the rhythm and start dancing to it. I've really never really had a true preference. Like, people ask me all the time when I'm going out to dance, are you okay with this song? I'm like, I'm okay with anything. I'll find the beat. I'll go with the flow. Just, you know, I've never really had a song or a dance that I didn't like.
Okay. Next question from Lofty98 says, does Spearmint plan on switching again like they did from Octo to Bunny?
Oh, do I ever... No, actually, I don't think so. I'm pretty happy with... Well, reason being, the reason why I wouldn't switch, it's hard enough to get things trademarked and copyright, and so... Yeah. I'm hopefully next couple of days, I'm waiting for it to come in because I sent it off to my lawyers and everything. But yes, like Spearmint, the persona, everything is actually trademarked and copyrighted and stuff. So I don't think I'm going to really change anytime soon to another character. I think I found what I want to be as far as a virtual or VTuber anyways, or otherwise.
Next is Dead Guy asks, what do you think is next for VR chat after we got all this stuff and besides the grouping system coming out? So like, what do you think is the future of VR chat in terms of an update? They said besides the group system that's already coming out eventually.
Well, the biggest thing I think, remember they were talking a while about how, and I know it's going to be hard for them to do, but being able to people to actually go to these stores and buy within the virtual realm of VR chat itself. Like, or somebody come up to you like an avatar maker and you meet them and they're able to whip out literally a prop or something and say, hey, do you like it? And you put it on, try it on, you like it, and they actually sell it to you right then and there. And you just take it and click one thing and boop, it's in your inventory, and then you can download it from your, from your account.
Like a business card?
Like a storage, kind of like a storage system, because Neos has something like that similar, where you can pick up all kinds of stuff from different makers, and it goes into your own inventory, and you can download it from your inventory off the cloud and stuff. So I would like to see something like that in the future, is that it gets even more interactive to where things you see in the world, oh, you like that plant, or if you're in a home world that somebody's built, oh, I like that lamp, I wish I had it in my home world. Click buy, store it in inventory, you get back to your homework, take it out, plant it into your world, there it is. That's what I would like to see eventually. It get to that far to where, you're not having to go into Unity so much. If you go into somebody that has built a world that has props and stuff for sale, you can sit there, okay, buy, go to your world, place it in your world, it's yours. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I've played a little bit of Neos VR, so I know what you're talking about. Like you literally grab something and it has to be allowed people to download it. But yeah, like I had people's guns and like random stuff, like random prop guns and whatever. It was kind of cool. Like I still have them on my accounts. Like I could always just pull them out like a year later and be like, oh yeah, I remember this, or whatever. So stuff like that would be interesting.
So I think that
because. Imagine like you do something in VR chat. Let's say you went to like Slyfest or I don't know, did some event, and then like they give out like a prop, and you can add it to your world and be like, I was there.
And I was starting to make you think, okay, this would be cool. Think in the future, somebody comes on your show, they can literally like anybody who wants to like donate to your show, if you have this open world and you have a get together, they can buy one of your mugs for whatever, 50 cents or whatever, and then they can put it in their inventory, take it home, and then put it in their world.
Exactly.
Hey, I was on their show or something. So it's just and then that way you're able to contribute to people who build content like this, but also you have a piece of a memory to take home with you to your home world and place it in your home world and say, hey, I went there. I remember that day I got that mug from that person,
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So
yeah, like that doll over there.
I think that would be interesting.
Floor.
Yeah.
I
have mine that somebody made me in VR a long time ago in my home world too. My little octo spearmint somebody made me. I'm trying to remember the name. Back in when Kinetic was around, we had a Christmas together, and somebody gave it to me as a gift, and then I put it in my world.
Oh, nice.
So,
well, is there any last minute things you want to say? Shout out, anything like that to wrap up? Spearmint?
I don't know. I just I like VR chat and any VR medium that concern, that it just allows you to be whoever you want to be and be able to find new ways to express yourself. And I think people have learned that, and I think the big thing that VR chat brings is that now, when you thought you were alone, because hey, I remember back in the day when you had to ride a bicycle just to go visit somebody, but now you can make thousands upon thousands of friends all across the world when you couldn't do that before. I think that's the most magical thing about VR chat, is that you can build so many more relationships and actually find people who have gone, through tough times like you have and can relate to you. And I think that's the big takeaway of VR chat. Is the community that you can build with each other and the bigger family that you can grow.
Yeah, I agree. I thank you. Thanks so much, Spearmint. Twitch.tv/Spearmint_VR and Spearmint VR on Twitter. It's always a pleasure to have you on for a show, and maybe at a later time we can have you on for a full-fledged interview, maybe at some point. We've been planning that for a while. But just a reminder, everybody, thank you everybody for watching. I'm going to be ending my stream in a minute here. But thank you everybody for stopping by. I'd like to say thank you to oGURLZ for stopping by, 4StarDragon, Takarow, and now Spearmint. This is the first type of different type of content. So normally I'm known for doing interviews, and this type of content is what I'm dubbing as chill discussions, where I have multiple guests on. It's more casual, more laid back. It's just like, let's talk about whatever. And just a reminder, if you haven't already, hit the follow button, subscribe if you like to support. And also, I do have a Patreon literally tied to this world. Literally in the spawn of this world is a Patreon link. And if you donate or pledge, you get your name in the world. But also, in the foreseeable future, when I do a stream outro, your name will actually be in the world credits. So whenever I press the stream outro button, specifically in this world, it will literally have your name in the world. So a lot of cool stuff like that. So just a reminder, if anyone wants to support and be a part of this dream I have and reality of doing interviews and stuff like that, just know that if you subscribe or just watch or follow or just join my Discord, or you want to be in the audience, like here, I'll show the audience. If the audience wants to wave or say hello. So, yeah. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you. Much love to everybody. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to be ending my stream, and we're going to go raid somebody. So I'll click the stream outro button. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Yeah, have a good night, everybody. I'll still be in this world, by the way, if anyone wants to hang out for a minute. But I'm gonna go raid somebody.
Where's my drinky?
We'll raid Mura_VR.